This is Show Me the Funny.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Samantha. All of you today we have so funny. A great guest who will give you an exclusive interview for all you. She is Maria Carmona, gymnastic of the state of Nuevo León in Mexico. Maria del Roble Carmona Bolaños began to practice rhythmic gymnastics in the year 1997 at the Municipal School of Rhythmic Gymnastics in Monterrey, Nuevo León. Later became part of the Danaes Club where she would reap her best success as a gymnastic. During the 11 years he was in the sport, they came to practice in Championship of Spain. Everyone remembers them at the club because of their great back flexibility that they left everyone speechless. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm very happy to be here with you. I'm very well, thank you very much. And you?
In the same way we love you begin there. I am also funny. How did you start practicing gymnastics?
Thank you very much. Well, I started at 5 years old at the Ariam Academy. I grew there through a friend of my mom. The first time I had my class, I was delighted, and from there I knew it was my sport for my life. After 4 years, my coach had to retire for health reasons, so I'm close to the academy, and so I had to train in another club called Danaes.
What memories do you have of the years during which you were a gymnastic?
I remember especially the National Olympiad. I marveled at all the atmosphere that I met there. I also remember especially the first championship that I won. Even though I was very small, I will never forget my first medal that I won in a tournament held in Palos de la Frontera. From training, I have very good memories of the fun that I means for me to go training every
That's
afternoon.
amazing. This is the photography de Maria in the Olympiad, and
This is my medal at the first place in the National Olympics that I won.
oh, nice! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you recommend this sport to the oldest person? Why?
Absolutely recommend this sport. The main reason is the physical activity that takes place in it. And the second reason is that it seems a beautiful sport. I really like the elasticity of the girls who practices. The movements that compose it. It's a sport with beautiful aesthetic, and you never get to think of the beautiful things you can do with your own body. So I totally recommend this sport.
I love your way of thinking. I agree with you. Did you retire from rhythmic gymnastics?
Mainly because it is a sport that needs many hours of training. Complementing it with the school, I had endured it well. But with 15 years old, you start to have other concerts like going out with friends, falling around with kids, and that sort of thing.
Sure, I understand. It is a very demanding discipline. Therefore, I imagine that your life was for pure gymnastic. Everyone in the club say to see in your sister Anna the some back flexibility that you had. How do you see in the sport, what advice do you give?
Well, I see it as a phenomenon. She reminds me a lot of me because of her back flexibility. I see her very well for how small she is. I get the feeling that the hoop is bigger than her. But I always advise you to stretch the tips and take this sport seriously because despite how small it is still, and it is already a very disciplined gymnast.
Oh, it's amazing. First of all, I would like to get interested in the origin of your hobby for this sport. When did you start having contact with him?
I began to have contact with this sport in the year 97 when the rhythmic gymnastics began to be taught in Nebula. In 29, I stopped performing this sport as a gymnast and started to train as a monitor. And from there until now, I'm practicing as rhythmic gymnastic coach in the Danaes Club.
Okay. Is it true the stereotype that exists about the coach of this sport in the terms of how demanding and strict they are?
The level of demands that each coach asks their gymnast depends on the level at which each coach wants to work in each club. We, for example, do not work at national level. We just work at the level of Andalusia, then the level of the man is lower.
Totally in agreement. Depending on each coach, what do you think about the courage of rhythmic gymnastic in the media?
I think that it is not given the publicity it really deserves. This sport is increasingly in demand. Every time it is practiced in more places, every time there are more clubs and in the media, it is not really given the value it has.
Okay. And finally, do you see yourself dedicating the rest of your professional life of this sport?
The truth is that yes, of course, because it was I've been doing science. I was little, and I would like to continue working on it during my whole life or as long as possible. Enjoying and teaching this sport so many that generations can also enjoy it because I love this sport.
Okay. To continue, Maria Carmona going to our little routine. Well, congratulations, Maria.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
for interview for this program, Show Funny.
Thank you.
Gracias.
This is Show Me the Funny.